Man, I was all the way done with this video, and then someone sent me something about Snoop Dogg that, oh my God, I think he is the first confirmed person who is being blackmailed over the Diddy tapes. I'm telling you that right now, and I challenge you to hold me to that. That's going to be the last story that we cover, just because I've already done the entire video and I'm just adding it on at the end. So I'm telling you it's in it now. It'll be the last story that we cover. If you think I'm wrong, you tell me what's going on then. Now, I mean this in all seriousness. I like the fact that this girl who is filing a lawsuit against Diddy and Kanye West is just like, yeah, this is me. You know, this is me. I don't need to be Jane Doe. I don't need to be whatever. It's like, this is who I am. This is what happened, right? So we're going to talk about what she is alleging happened at the studio with Kanye and Diddy, among other things. All right. So that's basically what we're doing today is we're going to look at 3 new cases against Diddy. One of them involves Kanye West. This one is from the guys, and oh my God. There is graphic detail in these assault charges that these guys are levying against Diddy. Like, that's gross. It's going to leave you with a taste in your mouth that's like battery acid, you know? Like things you don't want to have to think about. So, you know, there's that. But here's the deal. So remember the story that we talked about yesterday about the TV remote? Okay, that, the video that I did covered like 15% of the actual lawsuit. So these guys went through the entire lawsuit, like the full story that this woman is laying out. And I cannot stress this enough. If this story is true, top to bottom, now that I hear the whole thing, it's not dissimilar from if she would have been like, so yes, I was hanging out in my penthouse in New York and a flying saucer came down and beamed me up to the flying saucer. Once I was inside and I was like, aliens, why are you taking me into outer space? Diddy walked out of one of the rooms and him and a couple of his alien buddies started putting probes in me all over the place. Like, this story is so ludicrous. I do not put anything in the impossible category anymore. But this story, when you get into the details, is so ludicrous, so absurd, and so hilarious at the same time that is where we're going to focus a lot of our energy, because I really, like, I'm serious. I really want to know if you guys believe, like, if you believe this story after I read this whole thing, okay? It involves Diddy's mom. You got, anyway, by the way, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and make sure you ring the notification bell so you get notified when I upload. All right, I'm calling it audible. We're going to do this one first because I want to make sure as many people hear this lawsuit as possible. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so listen, like we talked about the like the high level stuff yesterday, but like I said, there's a lot more to this story, like 90% more. Diddy used a TV remote to grape a woman as payback for telling him she believed he had something to do with Tupac Shakur's murder, at least according to a new lawsuit. I have to just pause right here and let you know that I do not believe this story even a little bit. And I want to be clear. I do believe most of the accusers, just not this one. And so I am going to read this story to you guys in a way that is laughing at the lunacy of the details. Don't take it like I'm being dismissive of assault allegations. It's just this one. And I know everywhere it's going, so don't get bent out of shape. I'm going to make fun of this because it's so stupid. Okay, the Bad Boy founder is being sued by a woman named Ashley Parham, who claims Diddy assaulted her in a gangbang-style grape after she dissed him on a FaceTime call. So according to the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, Parham met a friend of Diddy's at a bar in February 2018, and he called Diddy on FaceTime. But Parham said she wasn't impressed by the man's famous friend, telling Diddy to his face she thought he played a part in Pac's death. Okay. Parham claims Diddy told her she would pay for her Tupac comment and overall dismissal of him. And she says 1 month later, Diddy's friends set her up for Diddy to grape her. And I already know, like from this other article, she said that he had cancer treatments that he wanted her to come over and deal with. She's not a medical professional, by the way. Like, she's just something about cancer, treatments. And so that's how he got her over there. Okay. Now keep in mind, Diddy's vendetta here, where he is flown to California, Orinda specifically, which is a very small town right next to Walnut Creek, where I grew up. Okay. There's no reason in a million years for Diddy to be in Orinda for any reason. So, concept number one, that's crazy. Concept number two, she said, I think you had something to do with Pac's murder. He's all, that's it, dude. I'm going to go get that op, dude. This random girl on FaceTime. So in her suit, Parham says the man she met at the bar invited her over to his Orinda, California home. And when she was there, Diddy showed up and told her she thought she would never see him in person. So he's like, yo, you thought you were going to get away with that, didn't you? She says Diddy held a knife to the side of her face and told her he would give her a Glasgow smile in retaliation for her Tupac comments. So, he was going to turn her into the Joker. So very sensational, right? Very, very sensational. Perhaps Parham claims Diddy's top consultant, Christina Corham, so this girl, was also there, and that she told Diddy not to cut Parham's face because they could sell her to potential clients for sex. Parham claims KK then threatened to ship her off anywhere in the world, never to see her family again. So again, she's on a FaceTime call, a random FaceTime call, a drunk FaceTime call where some guy's like, hey, I know Diddy. Hey, I know Diddy. Watch this. I'm a FaceTime Diddy. And so she's a drunk girl outside of a club, and she goes, you probably killed Tupac. I don't want to talk to you. And he's like, I'm sorry, what? That's it. Round up the gang. We need to set that girl up, okay? I might just slice her face off. And if not, the only reason is because we're going to sell her on the international child or, human trafficking market. Again, this is going to get way crazy. We haven't even started to get to the crazy part. So in the docs, Parham claims Diddy took off her clothes, removed the knife from her face, then got a bottle of liquid from a large fanny pack and covered her body in a liquid substance. She said Diddy and KK tried to insert something into her vajayjay that they referred to as an IUD. I believe that's contraception, but it malfunctioned. And then Diddy picked up a TV remote and violently inserted it into her vajayjay, using the remote to violently grape her. That's definitely not the crazy part. Okay. Believe me, if you're seething at the ears because you think I'm being dismissive of this, just wait, okay? Parham claims Diddy told her that her life was in his hands and that he could take her and she would never be seen again. Then he later violently raped her anally and instructed two other men to do the same, which she says they did. She also claims another man with Diddy raped her vaginally. After the alleged gangbang-style grape, Parham claims Diddy and his buddies left her limp body inside the home as they went in the backyard to smoke weed and cigarettes. She says when she finally regained bodily function, she grabbed a knife and an oversized shirt and tried to leave, but had to get past Diddy to reach the exit. I thought he was in the backyard. She says she confronted Diddy, who she says was surprised to see her walking because he had given her enough drugs to take out a horse. What? Hey, when was that? When did that happen in your story? Okay? When was that part in your story? You never drank anything. You never ate something. You walked in and Diddy was like, I bet you never thought you was going to see me in person. Okay. So anyway, Parham claims Diddy told her that he hadn't had any ass that tight in a while and offered her money and told her to say everything was consensual. Parham says she refused and threatened to go to the cops, with Diddy telling her no one would believe her, and if she told anyone, he would harm her family. She says one of his associates showed her a phone that appeared to be live streaming video from outside her sister's home. Does this sound real, guys? Does this sound like a real thing? Diddy's all, wait, I'm sorry, you said that you think I did something to Tupac, a very commonly known rumor? That's it. All right, guys, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to trap her at the house. We're going to go to California. We're going to trap her at the house. I need you sitting outside her sister's house so we can live stream so she knows that this shit's real. Believe me, it gets even crazier. In the suit, Parham claims Diddy even called his mom, Janice Combs. Okay? So listen, dude. It's a family affair. Diddy's like, Mom, I just gang raped this girl and she's threatening to tell people. called his mom, Janice Combs, in an effort to convince her not to report the grape because now she's in control, right? Like 5 seconds ago, she was completely helpless and now she's in control to the point where Diddy is calling his mom and begging her for help. And she says Diddy's mother yelled at her to not hurt her son and brushed off Parham's claims Diddy raped her. Parham claims Diddy told her he'd gotten away with bigger crimes and again referred to Tupac. Oh, so he admitted it now. She says the Tupac comment pissed off one of the men who was with Diddy, who drew a gun and later fired a shot that sent Diddy running. So now, so Diddy was like, I've gotten away with much worse than this. I killed Tupac. And then so one of the guys that he just committed a crime with that would get them both life in prison, he was like, wait, what? Wait, you're the one who got Tupac? And then he took out a gun and started shooting at Puffy, He started shooting at Puff because he was appalled that maybe he, had something to do with Tupac's murder, so he started shooting at him, and Diddy went running. She says that she says she then chased after Diddy with the knife. Okay, so the guy just took a shot at Diddy, right? And she thought to herself, I don't need to worry about the guy with the gun who's firing shots. Now it's my time. And so she chased after Diddy with the knife, caught up to him, and was about to stab him when he started pleading for his life. No, girl. No. This sounds realistic. She says she had a moment of clarity and ran for the exit, but Diddy chased her down and she wielded the blade at him, grazing his abdomen. Okay. So, no, please don't do it. She starts to go. He's like, get her. She's like, The dude with the gun who's firing shots, no one knows. In the docs, Parham claims she escaped to the street and yelled for neighbors to call the cops. She then heard Diddy's SUV speeding away from the home. Parham claims a sheriff from the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Department responded, and she told him she had been viciously, violently gang raped by Diddy and others, but she doesn't believe the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Department investigated her claims. Well, that would be shocking. I'm sure that it sounded very believable. She also says she reported the grape to Walnut Creek Police and Orinda Police Department, but was told no law enforcement agency had opened any active investigations into her reports. So, maybe you actually didn't file those. Maybe not. Parham's attorney in this lawsuit are Ariel Mitchell and Sean Perez. So this is separate from the 120 assault with Tony Busby. In response, Diddy's camp tells TMZ numerous lawsuits, many of them by unidentified claimants, have been filed against Diddy in recent months with claims spanning from the false to outright absurd. They say multiple lawsuits have already been discredited. The continued allegations, yada. Okay. Guys, please tell me that we are still objective enough to be able to listen to that story and know it is absolute utter nonsense, right? Please tell me that no one is entertaining that being actually real, right? How? Just start with the part where he just committed a violent gang rape with his 3 accomplices. And then when he's talking to her and he goes, I've gotten away with worse, I took out Tupac. One of his accomplices is like, you did what? Pulls out a gun and shoots it at Puffy, and Puffy goes running. At which point, the girl who just got violently assaulted and didn't even have control over her bodily functions, according to her story, was like, I'm gonna get him. And she chased after him with a knife. At which point, Puff begged for his life when she was about to stab him and called his mommy. Okay, this is not true. I'm sorry, dude. This story's not true. This is ludicrous, and I'm embarrassed that she couldn't have come up with a better one. Now let's go to these allegations that I do actually believe. So I'll read you 2 or 3 details from there because there's a bunch of different dudes. But in this one, he says, he was working for Echo Clothing back in 2008. Remember Echo? That was ghetto, bro. He said he ran into Diddy and Diddy's 3 bodyguards in a stockroom of Macy's flagship store in New York City, 2008, and he claims someone pistol whipped the back of his neck, caused him to fall to his hands and knees. He claims Diddy approached him and said, suck my D. and then brutally graped him. I'm sorry, my tonality on that sound like was off because I was still thinking about the alien abduction one. I'm going to be honest. I am not at all dismissing these allegations from these guys, and I'll tell you exactly why in a second. And it's not just because, oh, Diddy's a bad guy. Like, I'll tell you why in a minute. In another suit, a man claims he was hired to work security for Diddy's 2006 white party, where he believes he consumed a drink laced with GHB or GBH. I think that's GHB is what you're looking for, and or ecstasy. He says Diddy forced him into a van, overpowered him, and sexually assaulted him. This is it. Listen to this. The man claimed Diddy inserted his into the man's anus and sodomed him. Okay, and he says the alleged grape resulted in man juice leaking out of his body. That's the part I was talking about. Blech. If that's true, send Diddy to the shoe forever. Just let him sit in 24/7 lockdown alone. You know, if this is true, okay, if he was going around and to people that he didn't even know, right? Just like some guy who's like stalking stuff at a Macy's. He's like that one, and they just went up randomly, pistol whipped him, and then he took it from him like that. There's not a punishment. There's not a punishment bad enough for that. You know, like that kind of thing. When you compare, like the kids thing is obviously the worst, but this is not far behind that, dude. Just random, because like, here's why I don't discount these potentially being true. Okay, is because you got to understand like what does it for people, right? Like what are they into? Okay, a celebrity will always give away their preferences because being as wealthy and famous as they are, they can get whatever they want. So if they're into teenage girls like Drake, they're going to get exposed eventually because they will always be with teenage girls because they can have whatever they want. So all you have to do is just pay attention, right? And with Diddy, if what it is for him is about power, if the whole thing is all about power, you know, that's why he wants to sit and watch someone just pulverize his girl because he's like, yeah, she's doing this for me. I like watching. Look at you degrading yourself for me, right? That's a power thing. Now, we already know that he's getting down with dudes, but if the power is really what it's about, the ultimate for him is probably taking it from somebody. You know what I mean? I'm completely speculating. But taking it from someone and taking it from a random, like, think about this, dude. If these are true, then basically this is the thought process of Diddy is no one will ever believe him, right? They're not going to go to the cops because no one will believe it. That guy's a nobody. So me and my boys are just going to take it. And there's nothing he can do except, you know what I mean? No one will believe him anyway. Now, I will say, in the case of this one right here, in the stock room of the Macy's flagship store in NYC, that one is problematic for me only because I feel like there'd probably be cameras there, you know? The stock room at Macy's flagship store, you think that there are no security cameras back there? They're just like, yeah, you know, all these, all these random workers back there with all of our inventory. There's no reason for us to have any security cameras on that. Like that is questionable, but nonetheless, right? Okay, now let's talk about the Kanye one and this hot girl that's saying that something happened to her. Now, I will say that she is totally Kanye's type, dude. She is totally Kanye's type. But anyway, so we'll do this one. And then again, I cannot stress this enough. You have to hear the last one. Like the full details are so insane. Kanye West's ex-executive personal assistant is adding to her previous claims about the mogul, claiming this is Kanye's personal assistant. Bruh. Hey, I wonder if it was like, hey, what skills did she have that led to you thinking she'd be a good fit? He's like, she types at 90 words a minute. So, you know, okay. claiming not only was she sexually harassed by Ye, but she alleges the rapper drugged her at a studio session co-hosted by Diddy too. Lauren Pisciotta, who filed a lawsuit against Kanye back in June, claiming he fired her after sending vile sexual texts and videos, amended the lawsuit with several new claims, including saying she attended a studio session with Donda rapper and Diddy. She says she and her former artist management client, whose name is not in the lawsuit, which is Kanye, were invited by Ye to the session he co-hosted with Diddy. According to the lawsuit, soon after they arrived, drinks were served to her and other attendees, followed by an announcement that everybody had to drink if they wanted to stay. That sounds about right. She says she drank, but after a few small sips of the beverage poured at the direction of Kanye by a studio assistant and then served to her by Kanye, plaintiff suddenly started feeling disoriented. She woke up the next day, remembering almost nothing of what took place at the alleged studio session, felt immense shame and embarrassment. Okay. So she says later, working with Ye, she claimed West brought up the night in question, saying they did hook up and proceeding to provide further details about the alleged incident. Before Kanye allegedly provided those details, Lauren says she thought she simply got roofied and embarrassed herself at a work function. As we told you, Lauren was already suing Kanye for allegedly sending her dirty text messages in which she claimed he wrote things like, "See, my problem is I be wanting to F, but then after I F, I want a girl to tell me how hard they've been F'd while I'm F'ing them. Then I want her to cheat on me," followed by even more graphic language. What? That is, you're suing him for that? That sounds like he's just like talking to you. Like that sounds like a dude like having a conversation with one of his friends. You know? I mean, it's like a weird conversation, but it's not like he said, I want you to do whatever. She claims Kanye would masturbate while on the phone with her, and he allegedly fixated on the size of her boyfriends. Diddy was arrested last month and charged with racketeering, yada, yada. Okay, so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I certainly wouldn't pass, I wouldn't, it lines up. Oh yeah, I thought I was just having some champagne, and then all of a sudden I was boo, boo, boo. That's like par for the course, right? All right, let's just jump into the Snoop segment because this is crazy. And I mean really crazy. So, like I am posing as my hypothesis, or like I already posed as my hypothesis, I think that Snoop is being blackmailed. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And this also goes into a much larger conversation about why having dirt on big celebrities is valuable to these people, all right? So, this article right here, this is from January 29th, 2024, okay? And this is what Snoop Dogg said about the big guy, okay? I am very intentionally not going to say his name, all right? We're going to call him Donnie, okay? Because without a doubt, as soon as I speak about that guy, it changes the entire algorithm. Like the video will not be shown to a bunch of people. So I'm just specifically, going to talk about, So Snoop Dogg says, Donnie, he ain't done nothing wrong to me. He has only done great things for me. He pardoned Michael Harris. Michael Harris is the co-founder of Death Row. I have nothing but love and respect for Donnie. Okay. That is in January. Okay. Now, in this article, which was from September 26th, okay, so like a few weeks ago, he said the same thing, doubled down on all of that, and then was specific about the fact that Donnie pardoned Michael Harris at Snoop's request, okay? So the reason that guy got pardoned, presidential pardon, is because Snoop asked him to do it, and he did it, okay? And so since then, he's had nothing but glowing reviews about Donnie. Okay. Again, September 26th, right? Now you got all this stuff with Diddy going on. Everybody knows that there are these freak off tapes floating around Hollywood, and people have those tapes. Like those tapes are out there, right? So let's just see if this seems like maybe this is something to consider when looking at this particular article right here. Snoop Dogg blasts Donnie supporters as racist during radio show appearance. What? In a recent radio interview, this is like yesterday. In a recent radio interview, rapper Snoop Dogg harshly criticized supporters of Donnie, calling them racist. The rapper, who had previously expressed love and respect for Donnie earlier in 2024, reversed his stance during the interview, saying, if you like that if you like Donnie, then you a motherfucking racist. F him and F you and F Kanye too. Now what? Snoop Dogg's remarks have drawn attention, especially as he remains one of the faces of the 2028 U.S. Olympics. What? Like, where did that come from? 3 weeks ago, you got nothing but love and respect for him, and you thanked him personally for pardoning a guy. Like, he gave a pardon to a guy who was doing life in prison at your request, and now you're coming with this 3 weeks later? Right? The rapper, strong words responds as the host observation that many of his fans get upset when he criticizes Donnie. Snoop Dogg fires back, yo, you need to understand that a lot of your fans are racist. His comments reflect his frustration with the divisions in the country, what he perceives as Donnie's role in exacerbating them. And Snoop Dogg has been outspoken on political matters, yada, yada, yada. What, dude? So you guys tell me. I'm serious. I am open to other theories. But right now, when you got we all know that she's trailing with the black community. Big time. And now, suddenly you have one of the most visible, influential people from that community who suddenly does a 100%, 180-degree turn and is not just doing that, not just talking bad about him, but playing into the exact fear-mongering that they always try to play into in that community. Why is he doing that? What do you think, guys? You think maybe he's on one of those videos? Think maybe he's on one of those videos? Yeah, I think he's on one of those videos. That's my theory. You tell me, okay? Do you think I'm crazy, or is this... How else can you explain that? How else could you, how could you explain a 180 that drastic inside of 2.5 weeks? Right? Anyway, that's what we got. I love you guys. Bye-bye.